As researchers work toward a vaccine for the coronavirus, there are also medicines that are in trials to treat patients. One is Remdesivir. Results from clinical trials show it is effective against COVID-19. And discuss more about this medication as a treatment is Eric Arlia, Senior Director of Pharmacy at Hartford HealthCare. Nice to see you this morning, Eric. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So can you tell us a little bit about this drug, Remdesivir?
Sure. So as you mentioned, Remdesivir is an antiviral medication. It's the first antiviral medication that has had any evidence that has shown that it is effective against the COVID virus, and that is why the FDA granted its emergency use authorization on Friday.
Okay, great. So does Hartford HealthCare have access to this drug?
So here at Hartford HealthCare, we have had access through what's known as a compassionate use program, where certain patients that meet very specific criteria we have been able to obtain drug for them, but it's in very, very small quantities and it's case by case. So we're expecting to receive a much greater supply through FEMA based on the authorization that the FDA made on Friday. And we're hoping to have that within the next 7 days.
Fantastic. So doctors will be using it to treat coronavirus patients at Hartford HealthCare.
Correct. If you take a look at what the FDA did, they approved it for really the population that the initial studies have been done on. So really, it is an intravenous medication. It's not a pill, so it's not something that can be taken on the outside. So far the initial studies have been done in critically ill patients who have low oxygenation levels, who may or may not be receiving mechanical ventilation. So there's a pretty strict set of criteria, but it'll certainly be a great tool for us to add to our current treatment protocol for that patient population.
Great. And Eric, are there any other similar medications out in the market right now?
There aren't any other antivirals that have shown effectiveness against COVID. There is a brand new trial that is starting for a medicine from Japan that might be the next one. And I think that this is, as we continue to evolve the way that we treat COVID, we're hoping that we'll get multiple medications, multiple vaccines. It's probably not going to be a one medicine miracle cure. So I think the pipeline will continue to grow. We're watching the very early study of that second medicine from Japan closely, and that could be our next possible treatment.
Wonderful. We'll have to keep our eyes on that one. Pharmacy Director Eric Arlia, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.